Lovely. Thank you, Kathy. You're the only one awake, so everybody else asleep. Thank you, Mary. Wonderful, wonderful. For those of you that aren't aware, we've got the wonderful news today that Myrna and Peter have qualified for Dubai. Round of applause, everybody. A round of applause there. Yeah, fantastic. I can't think of anybody who deserves it more than they do. They work so hard to help us all continuously throughout the year. So absolutely made up for them. But I don't know whether you're all aware, but there is still one ticket available for Dubai. Anybody who sponsors within the month of September will be entered into a raffle, a tombola sort of idea, where one ticket will be drawn for the final ticket to Dubai, the final distributorship going to Dubai. If you sponsor anybody on Success Kit 1 or 2, then you will be put into that draw. Break free does not count, because if it did, everybody would be out there signing up, every man and his dog and great uncle Bulgaria, to try and get themselves as many tickets as possible. So it's Success Kit 1 and Success Kit 2. Anybody you sponsor within the month of September, your name will go into the hat, as it were. Okie dokie. I'm going to be hosting for you this evening. My name's Joanne Lamb, for those of you who don't know who I am. I'm going to do a little bit of a training in a short while regarding retail and looking after your account, paying clean, easy, etc., the important bit. But first of all, I would like to introduce one of my team members, Mr. Wayne Merryshaw, who's going to give us a short testimonial. Over to you, Wayne. Thank you. Sorry about that. Wayne, are you there, Petal? Right, I'm sorry, I don't know what's happening with Wayne there. Peter, could you load the training, please? We'll start with the training and perhaps we can bring Wayne on at the end. Sorry about that, people. Oh, hang on a minute, he's here. What do you mean you're on the phone? I'll deal with you later. Ladies and gentlemen, handing you over to Mr. Wayne Merryshaw. Right, oh, sorry about that. Peter, could you load the training for me, please, while Wayne tries to sort out his microphone? Thank you. Sorry, people, bear with us, technical hitches. Lovely jubbly. Bear a moment while it loads. Here we are. Oh, hang on. There we are. We'll start at the beginning, shall we? This is a little bit going back to school, hence the blackboard effect. It is very much the basics, how we start out within our business. But I can't emphasise enough how important it is to take these facts on board It's like learning to drive, I suppose. You start out doing everything the right way, and then as you go along, you start to let things slip. So it's no bad thing as established distributors to go back to basics, have a look at the way we all started out and how we did things to begin with. And for those on there for those of you on here who are just beginning, just starting out in your business, then it's good. Be good for you too. Next one, please, Peter. Okay, very, very basic. First thing, setting up of your catalogues. You put your stickers on every book, all books, your main books, your specialogues, any leaflets that you're going to put in there, the plus book and the personalised book, of course, at the moment, which are extra to the normal main book and specialogue. It's really important that every book is identified as yours. You want your customer to know who you are. You want your customer to know that they can easily get a hold of you, and you need to know whether it's your book or another distributor's book, to be honest, because we do cross paths with each other, and we don't want to be picking up the wrong book, and we don't want to be picking up our books. So very important that you begin by putting the stickers on all the books. Okay, and then we always put the catalogues together the same way. The reasons for that will become apparent when I move on to the next slide or so. But this is basically, if you know, we can see there how we put the book together. This pack has only got the main book and the Christmas book in at the moment. Obviously, if you want to add the other books in, I personally slot them between the two. Each book, the main book and the Christmas book, I've got facing outwards. So whichever way the customer picks up and looks at the pack, they are seeing the front page of a book. Okay. The order form, fold it in half. Don't put it out full, fold it in half and slot it into the front of the main book. If you fold it out, you are blocking the whole, whichever book you put it in front of, you're blocking it entirely. If you stuck it in the middle, then you can see the order form popping out of the top. Now, that doesn't really show you from a distance as you approach whether the order form has been filled out or not. Because what a customer will do is they will take it out of the pack, they will open it out and they will write their order in it, and then they tend to slot it back in. So it's just easier to identify, particularly as our dark, damp nights are approaching. So fold it in half, front of your pack, rear of the pack, or the front, whichever way you want to look at it, I suppose, is the day slip. Now, the day slip is incredibly important. I'll just take out the packaging, then it's easier to focus on. I wanted to scan quite a few things in to show you today, but the scanner's packed in partway through the process, so you'll have to bear with me waving things in front of the webcam. This is our wanted slip. I'm hoping you can read that there. It's also a day slip here. This is where I put down what day I'm going back for my customers, but it is also a sponsoring tool. Incredibly important that you use this, people. It's brought so many people into the business from this. Just putting your catalogues out and this dual purpose form, incredibly important. I'm sorry it's not very clear, as I say, technical issues with my scanner this afternoon. I couldn't get a full sheet in there to show you. These are available at the Lim meeting. Myrna and Peter are very good. They're always printing them off for us. We can pick those up when we get to the meetings, or they can be emailed out to you. They are editable, so you can print. If you have printing facilities and you don't have to buy copies, you can put your day in and get that printed off on the sort of 4 to a sheet. They're A6, so you get 4 on an A4 sheet. Very important that you do that. You've got to tell your customer when you're coming back, or you will lose books, and it is a good way to get people on board. Okay. Next slide, please, Peter. Yep. Oh, that's the last slide, Peter. Don't know where we've ended up on that one. That's the one. Okay. Typical retail plan. This is the most effective way to build your business, I fully appreciate it, that some people have full-time jobs, other commitments, etc. And we sell Clean Easy as a way of, as a business, a way of earning money that you can fit around your lifestyle. I fully appreciate that some people may not be able to put this amount of work in. However, I cannot but reiterate enough how important it is to put as many books as you can out on a regular basis. This is the 2x200, so 400 books a week going out to customers. Now on average, we get about £1 a book. That doesn't mean you're going to get £1's worth of orders in every book you put out. For example, you put 10 books out, you may get a £10 order and the other 9 won't order. So that sort of thing, for example. But you know, it averages out about £1 a book. So if you put 200 catalogues out twice weekly, that would give you on average around £400 worth of orders. So £400 worth times the 4 weeks of our accounting period would give you £1,600 worth of orders. So your 21% commission on that £1,600 would give you £337.86 on delivery to your customers, cash in your hand. However, because you have retailed in excess of £780 per period, the bonus levels kicked in, and in this particular instance, the second bonus level, 13%, has kicked in. So that means you will be getting an extra commission on that £1,600, or another £133.09. So that bumps your takings, your earnings, as it were, for 4 weeks up to £470.95. So that's £117.73 a week for putting out 400 books per week for 4 weeks. Now, you don't have to put them out on Monday, collect them Wednesday, put them out Thursday, collect them Saturday, deliver, blah, blah. The point is, you fit it around what you're doing, but you've got to try and put 400 books a week out in order to give yourself that income coming in. Next slide, please, Peter. Okie dokie. This is actually when you get to the point when you're putting your catalogues out, you know you need to put 400 catalogues a week out, 2 sets of 200. We all tend to start with 250, so that should be feasible for everybody. We should have enough books to do that twice a week. When I go out, when I first start out in a blanket drop, I'll just take a lined pad of some description and I write down every house number and street I visit as I put that catalogue out. When I get back home, I have what I call my street sheets, which I've just put together a basic Excel program, really. That's all it is. It's just an Excel spreadsheet sort of idea that I print out on A4 and take it out on a clipboard. So when I get home from dropping those books out, I will write that information down in an orderly fashion on a street sheet. Because when you're out there putting books out through doors, you may jot down that number 24 is empty, or number 26, the letterbox is boarded up on the inside or something like that, which sometimes happens in rental properties. So you tend to make a little bit of a mess. Yes, Wayne, all these templates are available on the Premier Group website. Apart from the street list, I don't think that's there because that's something personal to me, but we'll have that dealt with for you after the webinar. It'll go up there. I'll email it across to Wayne and he can put it on there for you if you want to use it. That is. So I will then put some semblance of order, the list onto, and I will take that back out with me when I go to collect the books. Next slide, please, Peter. Okay. This is, again, apologies, the scanner's been being an idiot today at home. This is the top half of an A4 street sheet. This is what I use, sort of idea. It's pretty self-explanatory. The street, where I'm going, and the date. I just write the date I've dropped it out on and the date I'm picking it up, sort of idea. Left hand side there, you've got the customer and the house number. Obviously, the customer, if you know the customer's name, as you get to know them better, or to begin with, just the house number of the street that you're going to. When I go back, because you put that book together in the same order for every book, every time you go out, when you get out there, you will know whether that book has been taken out of the packaging and looked at, basically. So if I go out there and somebody's put a little note in the book and they say, no thank you, this doesn't interest me, I'll tick the no contact box. Okay. If I pick it up and nothing's moved, everything's still within the packet the way I put it in the packet, that's not read. If I go and the packet, everything's moved around in the pack but I haven't got an order, not ordered. And if everything's moved around in the pack and I have got an order, ordered. And if the wanted slip's been filled out with somebody inquiring, wanting an info pack to join Clean Easy, then they'll get distributor inquiry, a tick there. And then comments, really pretty much anything, whether there's a dog waiting for you, whether it's an empty house, whether they've asked you, do they want a Christmas book, whether it's for sale or sold, that kind of thing, just to make you aware of whether there's a problem or a situation changing within that property, really. We operate I operate on a 4-week cycle, to be fair. So when I bring that sheet home, I will work out the next time I'm going back there, and what I will immediately do is take the no contacts out of the next time I go into that area. So you're already reducing the amount of work you've got to put into building a customer base in that area, because you've already taken away the people who are immediately not interested. I go in a 4-week cycle. I think it was a January showcase where Clean Easy spoke about the research that they'd done on the time between drops, and they'd asked a number of distributors to feed back to them on 3-week drops, 4-week drops, 5-week drops and 6-week drops, and they found that the best response to the book and the highest sales came from a 4-week drop. We also work in 4-week accounting periods, so if once, like the point that I'm at now, I've got my customer base of around about 650 customers split into 4 drops, and I will go to every drop within an accounting period. So from a point of view, from me knowing what I'm likely to get in sales every period, I go to everybody within a 4-week period, the 4-week accounting period. So that helps me to better organise where I'm coming from financially. So personally, I would recommend 4 weeks. It is up to you if you want to go 5 weeks or even 3 weeks. I must admit, I may try 2 weeks coming up to Christmas just to get that Christmas book round a few more times. I've not done it before, I might try it though. But in a normal circumstances, 4 weeks. Okie dokie, so you revisit your customers each 4 weeks and reduce the amount of the customers each time. What we do, after going around sort of 5 times, for example, or 6 months-ish, along those lines, anybody who's not read or haven't ordered, I will knock off the list. The not reds are obvious because they're not interested, they're just too polite to tell you. And we also have people who like to read the book. It's a very interesting book, there's all sorts of wonderful stuff in there, and a lot of people they wait for it to come through the door, they read it cover to cover, then they give it you back, and they never order. So that's another way of reducing the numbers down. By the time you get 5 times around 6 months, whichever way it works out for you, depending on how many times you put the books out, by the time you've been around 5 times, you will have a core customer base. What was perhaps a couple of 100 books may only be reduced to about 30 people, but they will be your core customer base, who will buy off you on a regular basis. So for the same amount of sales you were getting to put 200 books out, you will only have to put 30 books out, for example, give or take, to get the same amount of custom. I put 171 books out, or 72, something like that, not this weekend, the weekend before, to customer base, with all the Christmas books in, and including things that I can't get at the minute, because some of the Christmas stuff you can't actually order just yet. Hopefully most of it should be here by the end of the week, apparently, but it's £1,270. Now that's just a quarter of my customer base. So you put in the work in now, the legwork now, is absolutely imperative. I know it's hard work, and I know the weather's going to be getting worse, etc., but this is the best time of year to do it. It's when we get the most interest in the books. And once people open the books, they suddenly understand how much stuff is in there. I've lost count of how many people open the book because they saw the Christmas book, and then say, I had no idea what was in here, and they become regular customers. So put the legwork in now, you'll reap the benefits further down the line. Next slide, please, Peter. Right, the next bit, keeping your account on track. Incredibly important, this bit. You need to understand the difference between your money and Clean Easy's money. Altogether, too many people fall into this trap where they get all that cash in the hand and think, woo, mine! It's not all yours. Okay. The catalogue price is 21% higher than the prices that Clean Easy charge us, the prices we're invoiced for, basically. The 21% difference is what we keep. We do not keep all of it, we keep our commission only. Statements are emailed to you regularly, telling you what you need to pay Clean Easy once your orders are delivered. You usually get 2 weeks from when you put your orders on to settle that bill. Very easy to follow. Next track, please. Slide, please, Peter. Now, when you log on to your Clean Easy account, you get your front screen there with your hub and all your lovely little coloured squares. If you go to your purple square, top left, and click on Distributor Orders, you will get, first and foremost, you will get that drop-down menu furthest to the left there. If you click on Distributor Services, that menu will extend to bring a further drop-down menu below Distributor Services. Now, you need to click on Recent Transactions. You click on Recent Transactions and it will bring up your account. Everything on there, everything you've been invoiced for, everything you've been credited for, and at the side of that are the dates when it's due. The breakdown at the bottom will tell you how much the full outstanding amount is and how much you have left within your credit limit to spend on further orders for your customers. There's absolutely, that facility is fail-safe. It tells you exactly in black and white where you're up to. There's absolutely no reason why you can't keep track of your account, provided you go on to Recent Transactions and have a look at where you're up to. You can scroll down, you can go back a couple of months, I think, to see what you spent and what you've used, etc., etc. But it will always show you exactly the breakdown. I mean, you may have 2 or 3 orders sitting in there, and it's, I don't know, £1,000. You think, oh my God, I've only got £250 of my customers. Why is it £1,000? But look at the dates when your payments are due. It may be that you've not got a delivery that's gone out yet, and you're paying for a previous delivery. Don't panic about the money. It's there in black and white. Have a good look at it and work it out. When you know what you need to pay, you can also, within that drop-down menu, you can see account payment there. It also comes up as an icon, I think, across the top, like with little pictures of credit cards underneath as well that you can just click on across the middle of the screen. Or on the drop-down menu, account payment there. That will take you through to account payments, basically, and you can pay as little or as much as you like by either credit or debit card. That is probably the simplest, laziest way to do it. However, the best way to do it, I think, to keep track of what's yours and what's Clean Easy's, is to use the paid-in slip, which can be taken to basically your local NatWest bank. Next slip, slide, please, Peter. There you go. Again, please forgive my scanner. It's not playing ball with me today. This is your paid-in slip. They're extremely simple to fill out. You just put the date on, sign it in the middle, put the breakdown of your cash, checks, etc. down the right hand side, add it up at the bottom, and transfer that information into one of the boxes further up there. Take that off to the bank. The bank will take off the paid-in slip from the bottom, process it through their records, and they will stamp your little box up the top there, which you can keep for your records, clip it to your invoices if you like, just so that you know what you've paid and when you've paid it. Should, for any reason, that there be a problem, which has happened with my daughter's account, unfortunately. The NatWest, for reasons only known to the NatWest, managed to lose one of her payments. All I had to do was scan the stamped counterfoil in and send it into head office, and it was sorted out within a couple of days. The money was there, but floating around in the ether, because they haven't, for some reason, managed to record Abby's account number when it went through at the NatWest. So very important to keep hold of those pay-in slips. There's also, as I say, my scanner wasn't playing. If you can see there on the back, record any checks you get on there, so that you know if you have any problems. I mean, personally, I've never had a check bounce on me, but should there be an issue, you can refer straight back to this as to who you got that check from, so that you can go back and sort that out with said customer. Okay. Next slide, please, Peter. Okay, thank you. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask your upline or myself, for that matter. It's all very simple and straightforward. Hang on, Peter. Put it back on. Next slide, please, Peter. Okay. Remember, always keep your account up to date and your customer records clear. Don't blunder your way through like Mr. Magoo. Thank you very much. Could you put the video on, please, Peter?
Roadhog!
There he is, Mr. Magoo, a blast from the past, people. Me too, Claire. I love Mr. Magoo. Righto. Okay. Unfortunately, Wayne is unable to do his testimonial. Peter, do you want me to quickly talk about myself for about 5 minutes or so, or have you got a video or something you would like to put on? Hey there, Uncle Peter. Okay. Righto. It's more of me then, people. I'm sorry about that. Thought we were going to get Wayne on there for a minute, but he's got stage fright. He's got Tinkerbell. No, Mary won't do a testimonial, unfortunately, Wayne. Get Tinkerbell to fix your microphone for next time, Wayne. Okay. Well, next month, actually. Just thinking about it. yes, Mary, she won't. Next month, I will have been with Clean Easy for 3 years. And I originally joined Clean Easy because I needed a little bit more money. That's how it started. My husband's a joiner by trade, but a builder. And the recession was kicking in, as we all know too well, unfortunately, and his money was dropping. I worked full-time for a trailer engineering company, and they'd said to us basically, if we took a wage drop as a workforce, they would avoid redundancy. So we all did, of course, and then they made a lot of people redundant anyway, and then they dropped our wages again. So money was getting tighter and tighter by the week, really. So in years gone by, I'd run pubs for Whitbread, so I'd always reverted to doing a little bit of bar work in the evenings. But when I was young, before my daughter was born, if I needed a little bit of extra money, but I didn't want to go back to that. That's a chapter in my life that's past now. So what can I do to get a little bit more income? So I bought from a Clean Easy distributor, nice young man, but what seems to happen all too often, I'm afraid, is people get going and then they stop. And I used to love buying the stainless steel wipes. Swear by them, still use them to this day, they're absolutely fantastic. And he stopped coming, so I was thought to myself, I've got these two problems. I couldn't clean my cooking, big drama, and I needed a little bit extra cash. So I went onto Clean Easy website with the intention of finding out if I could get hold of the stainless steel wipes. And of course there was the would you like to join us form. Click here for information. So I thought, what the heck, I'll do that. And then Uncle Peter popped up on the telephone. And that was the beginning of the next chapter of my life. Absolutely the best decision I've ever made. I wish I'd known about it when Abby was a baby. When we first came out of pubs, we came out of pubs because it's not a lifestyle to have a child in, really. She was about a year old, and our priorities changed. So we had to start again at that point. And I just wish I'd known about Clean Easy then, because what I did was I basically abandoned my child on my mother on a daily basis while I went out and did a traditional full-time job for this trailer engineering company. I wish I'd known about Clean Easy then, you know. I'd love to have been able to just go out there with the buggy and pile under the shopping tray bit with books, you know. Wonderful, but I didn't realise. I didn't understand. I don't think I even knew about Clean Easy at that point. To be honest, I don't think I'd ever seen a book through my door. So you know, I can say I wish, but I didn't know at the time. So I then spent 15 years working for the trailer engineering company, a family firm. I'm not going into it. To be fair, I'm not going into it, but they basically, I'd been one of the youngest licensee in the Northwest at the age of 21 at that point. I've managed numerous pubs. I got a reputation for sorting out bad pubs, turning them round, increasing, usually doubling if not trebling the takings, that kind of thing. Part of the reason why we came out when Abby was born, because we just kept getting moved from one bad pub to another, and they were getting rougher and rougher and riskier, and I didn't want a child in that situation. So, in 15 years, they demoralised me and dragged me into the floor at this engineering company. So, having gone to the meetings at LIM and Rob Forster's seminars and the national conferences, and being exposed to the personal development side of Clean Easy, the penny dropped. I suddenly started to realise that, you know, I actually wasn't crap. I wasn't useless. I could give trainings. I could manage people. I could manage myself. I could run my own business. So I sacked the boss. I got rid of the engineering company. My dad died when I was a teenager from cancer. So he was an only child, so my grandmother, bless her, was about 90 by this point and starting to struggle, having falls and things. So I'd got called out from the day job numerous times, and I was sick of them. I hated the place, and they basically dragged me in for the chat about how much time I was taking off. And I said to them, what are you saying to me then? The next time I get a phone call that Nana's on the floor, do I leave her there? And the response was, well, that's up to you, isn't it? I said, yes, it is. There's a week's notice. Goodbye. And that was the beginning of my full-time job. It's not a job. My full-time work, business with Clean Easy. I still couldn't go full tilt like I wanted to because of Nana. There was a very good reason why I needed some more time, because she wasn't well. And she did actually lose her battle in June this year at the age of 93. So I'm sort of, so there's more time can be spent now on my business. I did manage to go gold, doing a hell of a lot of personal retail, sort of in the spring, summer of last year. Somehow around Nana falling over and hurting herself and things. But it's changed my life. And Abby, my daughter Abby, I'm sure a lot of you will know, she was, you know, a typical teenager. They're all hormonal teenagers. They get upset with each other over nothing. And I was going to these meetings, to these seminars, and, you know, coming home thinking fantastic, feeling so much better about myself. And I thought, and she was just going down and down and down. For 8 years she'd roller skated at a competitive level, and up until a couple of years ago she was never off the podium. Everything she entered, she either won or not far off, first, second or third. It was rare for her not to be on the podium, but she just went through a crisis of confidence with her A levels, with her skating, with herself really. And I was desperate to get her to come to these seminars and to read the books, because the only person that can get you out of the dumps like that is you. And I'm very pleased to say that she's now joined Clean Easy. She didn't get much choice, it was her 18th birthday present, but there you are. But she's picked the ball up and she's run with it. She works with me. She's passed her A levels. She starts uni next week to Manchester Met to do primary education, and it's helped her turn her life around. It isn't just a business. It isn't just a retail. Although the retail is fantastic. It's a great way to earn money, and I love it, particularly Christmas. Everybody knows how giddy I am about Christmas, and the Christmas books, etc., because they do make a hell of a difference to our income. But the people I've met, the way I feel about myself now compared with sort of 18 months ago, it's massive. It really is. So get yourselves organised, get your books out there, get your personal retail sorted, tell people how much you're enjoying yourself, tell people how much money you're making from personal retail. Read the books, or if you don't like reading the books, I'm not very good at reading the books, I have to say, but I listen to the CDs and I go to the meetings. Very important that you go to the meetings, to be honest. It re-energises you. We all go through these phases where you sort of go down, don't you? We all do it. It's human nature. And listening to either me speaking or Neil or Rose or Peter each week, I find that re-energises me on the webinar, talking to you all, having a chat with you all on the chat box, listening to whatever trainings are on there. We need that to pick ourselves up and refocus. We need to refocus and we need to re-energise. But read the books or listen to the tapes, but go to the meetings. Really important, most important thing of all, go to the meetings. You get to learn all sorts of stuff and you meet all sorts of interesting people, like me. And Peter, Uncle Peter, of course. Seriously, it's good to talk. It really is. It's good to talk. It's good to meet up. Go through any questions you've got and learn. Learn, improve yourself, feel better about yourself. When you feel better about yourself, your business will come. Okie dokie. I promised Peter I wouldn't waffle, and I've done exactly that. So I'm sorry, Peter. Shall I hand you back? Are you there, Peter? Have I sent you to sleep? Okay. Thank you all. Good night.
Oh, well done, John. Thanks very, very much indeed. Heavy burden then, especially as Wayne was having technical problems as well. So we'll perhaps catch up with Wayne next week, another webinar next week. That was really, really excellent. Now, normally would have Rose, who is going to take us through the meetings, and she's probably panicking now because I haven't actually sent the list down. It's a little bit late now, Rose, I think. I'm sorry about that. I didn't actually prepare it because we've had some technical difficulties prior to tonight. A lot of people that couldn't actually log on to the site, so we had to sort that out. I don't know how we sorted it out because we've actually no control whatsoever over how the thing runs. We just click the button. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We've still got some technical problems with it, but at least we can muster through the webinars for the moment. So we'll need to get in touch with the conference people perhaps tomorrow to try and iron out a few other problems we've got. But nevertheless, tonight, excellent excellent talk there by Joanne. Joanne will be gold again before Christmas. I've absolutely no doubt. She's got an excellent team, so we're all behind her, as everybody behind us, of course. And thanks very much for all your congratulations on Facebook and the like for us qualifying for Dubai. We're really excited about that because it's been on our goal board for about 10 years now, so that's really excellent. So thanks. If I haven't thanked you personally, I'll thank you as a group. Thanks very, very much indeed. Neil Hawkes, that's just from Rose. I'll let you off just this once, yeah, because last week I thought she was tied up with something else and she didn't do it last week either, so I've let off the hook a couple of times. But next Sunday we've got Rob Force's seminar up at in Sheffield, not to be missed, an excellent seminar there. On the 30th, which is a fortnight's time, fortnight today, we've got our own LIM meeting, 30th of September. So everybody must come along to that. We have a real good time. And there's a great atmosphere now at the meetings. And not forgetting, of course, the 4th of January, which is the national conference in the racecourse. Which one is it now? Cheltenham Racecourse. Yeah. If you haven't got your tickets for that, get your tickets because it's going to sell out. That's one. Sold out. The gala dinner sold out. Not that there's going to be a gala dinner in January, but the thing will sell out, and all of a sudden you think, yes, I really wanted to go to that, so I'll get my ticket, and it's going to be too late because it's only going to be able to hold so many. So if you haven't got your ticket now, then get your ticket. We should be able to organise a coach trip anyway, not somewhere else. I mean, actually down to Cheltenham. So I'm not quite sure where it's going to start from. I hope it's walkable from the train station unless someone wants to pick me up. Right, okay, we can sort people out. I'm sure there'll be a lift somewhere from someone. So if you, sorry, Wayne has put on the Premier Group Facebook page, if you want to go to on the coach. A number of people have already ticked it. If you can get onto there, or alternatively get in touch with us ourselves personally, and we can organise that. That goes for Ian Pilkey, or anybody else for that matter. And we're probably starting on the M6 at some point, whether it's further up north or whether it's Preston or whatever it is, we can organise something. So, as I said, just as long as we know who wants to go. The other quick one before we go, Jeff Olson, he spoke at the New York conference at the Waldorf Astoria Hotel whilst we were there a couple of years ago, and it was recorded, and it's an absolutely phenomenal recording. It is on YouTube. I did send the link down about a week ago, maybe as long as 10 days ago, advising you just to have a look. It is about an hour and a half long, but it's probably the best hour and a half you'll ever use. We all talk about Jim Rowan. He's certainly on par with Jim Rowan. He's absolutely phenomenal. But as I say, I'll send the link out again anyway because I think it's so important. I'm not sure whether anyone actually did look at it last time. Perhaps you didn't. But if you did, then that's great. You'll know where I'm coming from. But as I say, we'll send it out again that next day or so. So thanks very, very much indeed for everybody coming on board. Have we still got them all at the moment? Yeah. If anyone would like to know one or two already, someone was thinking about. If anyone wants to do anything next week, of course, you're very, very welcome. Just a 1 minute, 2 minute testimonial, or anything you want to say to the group as a whole, that's great. Just give us a nod and we can get you organised. As long as you've got a webcam with a speaker, that's all you need. So thanks very, very much indeed. Again, thanks very much to Joanne again, excellent presentation this evening. We'll have another one next week, just as good, hopefully. I'm not quite sure what it's going to be at the moment, but sorry, Myrna. All right, now there's whispering down my ear. Okay, she's reading what's going on. Claire, I still haven't worked out my cam, not technical like. Okay, well, I'm sure we'll sort that out, Claire, for next week when you can give us a testimonial. Only joking, Claire. Only joking. All right, thanks very, very much indeed again, everybody, and we look forward to seeing you again next week. I'll put some videos on now just to while a bit of time away, if you want to have a bit of a chat with anybody. But to say thanks very much indeed again to Joanne. Thanks very much. Good night, everybody.